What's up, guys? My name is Marcel, and I'm just going to explain to you guys exactly how I would get back to $10,000 a month if I had to get back there ASAP. Starting from scratch, I'm going to explain to you the business model that made me millions of dollars, and I'm going to explain to you the business model that has pretty much made everyone that I know that is a millionaire their millions of dollars, right? Pretty much everyone is doing this, yet not a lot of people actually know it or understand it super well. So I want to break it down for you guys today, teach you how you can do the same thing, get you guys to just understand the business model, what it is and how it works, how you can start using it yourself to make some money. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I'm going to be talking about selling knowledge. So to just jump into it straight away, basically how this business model works, there's a few different steps, as you can see here. The very first thing that you need to do is find a group of people. So you need to find your niche. This is who you're actually going to be speaking to in all your content and who you're actually going to be solving a problem for. So examples of this, it could be a fitness niche. You're speaking to specifically men that want to lose 20 pounds. It could be something completely different. You're speaking to people from 16 to 25 that want to be able to generate an online income through trading, through dropshipping, through something, right? It doesn't really matter what your niche is, as long as you're willing and committed to being able to solve the problem for this group of people, right? For me, exactly what this looked like was I wanted to be someone who was financially successful. I wanted to be someone who was financially literate. So I went from working in construction, I actually learned the skill of sales, and I found a path to financial freedom through learning high income skills like sales, right? As I transitioned into this sales job, then into content of my own, I was able to build my personal brand and build my offer around the niche of people that were wanting to do the same thing. And this is probably what this will look like for a lot of you guys as well, is your target customer and your ideal customer, your ICP, becomes you, the past you, right? Because pretty much what this is going to look like is you're going to validate a problem. You're going to learn how to solve it if you haven't already, right? So what I mean by this is you might have literally already gone on your own fitness journey where you're a fat fuck and you lost 20, 30 pounds and now you're shredded, right? You might have already solved the problem, but you're not making money from it. Why are you not making money from it? That is the question. Because if you've solved a problem that alleviates any type of pain, you should be making at least 10K a month minimum from that, okay? So this could look like you've already learned how to lose weight. This could look like my situation where you already learned how to make money online or learn high income skills and leave your construction job from that. It could be something completely different. It could literally be you learned how to play piano. You could be learn how to play golf. It could be literally anything. And when I say anything, I mean anything. I know people with programs around how to quit alcohol, how to stop being addicted to corn, how to fix your marriage, how to do things like play sports, how to fix your mindset, how to manifest things, Freemasonry, all different kinds of things. There is an offer for, right? So learn how to solve a problem. If you already have the ability to solve a problem, then you've got a superpower because you can already be making money from it. But this is basically the first 3 steps. It's find a group of people, validate a problem that you can solve for that group of people, learn how to solve that problem, and you're going to make money. We'll get into all the other things that you need in order to actually monetize this effectively. But this is the first steps, right? So if you're sitting there right now and you're like, well, I don't know what group of people I'm going to speak to. I don't know what problem I'm going to validate. What do you need to solve for yourself? Like I said, for me, my life was a mess, right? I was working in construction. I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy with my situation. And I wanted to be able to make a lot of money and I wanted to be financially literate, right? So what I did was I alleviated my own pain by fixing my own problem. Okay, so what I did was I learned the skills I needed to learn in order to make a lot of money. Then I was able to solve my own problem, which allowed me to then teach other people how to solve that problem. And what you're doing when you're selling knowledge is you're actually gaining knowledge first, and then you're providing that knowledge to other people and you're making an income from it, right? So find a group of people. Who are you going to solve it for? Is it fitness? Is it finance? Is it focus? Is it relationships? Is it travel? Is it health? Is it wealth? Whatever. Validate a problem in that niche. What are people struggling with? Are they struggling to make money? Are they struggling to lose weight? Are they struggling to gain muscle? Are they struggling to whatever it may be, right? Once you've validated that problem and you know it's something that people struggle with, then learn how to solve it. You might have already learned how to solve it. Then you package that into an offer. What does this actually look like? This looks like building out a system where you're actually going to provide that knowledge. An example of what this could look like, you guys probably know about school communities, right? On a school, you can have knowledge, you can have content, you can have modules where you're literally providing people with the knowledge they need through videos. Then you can also have calls on a calendar. So what an offer could look like could be 3 weekly calls where you're teaching someone how to lose weight, you're checking in with them. Then the content side of things could be their program. It could be courses. It could be anything. It could be teaching them how to make money. For this example, we'll use what I personally did, right? So when we packaged my sales knowledge into an offer, what it looked like was training calls every week, from 1 to 5 training calls a week, depending on where we were at with the business. And it looked like a bunch of sales content, right? So people come in, they don't know how to sell, they don't know how to make money. They watch a bunch of content and then they implement the knowledge that they learned from that content on the calls, where you're actually getting real life sales training and real life sales feedback. You can do this with fitness. Once again, you can do this with literally anything. This is just the example I'm using, right? But that's what our offer looked like. How do you actually get people to buy your offer and learn from you? You do it by creating a sustainable organic content strategy. If you guys want to know how to do that, I'm going to leave a link in the description below to schedule in a call with me and the team that I've built out, where we teach all these things, right? We teach you how to learn high income skills. We teach you how to create a content strategy. We teach you how to actually sell. We teach you all the sales systems that you need in order to replicate this process yourself. But you need to create an organic content strategy. So what does this mean? This means you know how many videos you're going to post. You know exactly who your target avatar is and who your ideal customer is. You understand why you're making content. You understand how much you're going to make, how you're going to make it, how you're going to get it out in volume, because content is a numbers game. And in order to succeed with your personal brand and your content, you need to be doing volume, right? So creating an organic content strategy, this is going to get you leads. You're going to post videos which will generate you leads, right? So you create the strategy, then you post the videos, and then you generate leads from those videos, right? So this would look like something where you're giving free sales advice, for example, and you're telling people to DM you if they need more help with their sales. Or you're giving free fitness advice and you tell people to DM you if they need help losing weight, right? This really applies to any niche, guys. Like, I'm serious, this applies to any niche. I've seen countless fitness coaches do this. There's e-com coaches, there's Airbnb coaches, there's relationship coaches. Anyone can do this. Anyone can sell knowledge, and these are always the richest people you see. Like I said, 90% of all millionaires that I know made majority of their money doing this, because you see people selling info. The person that you see talking about e-com isn't making all their money with e-com. The person you see talking about Airbnb isn't making all their money with Airbnb. The person you see talking about sales isn't making all their money with sales. The person you see talking about fitness isn't making all their money with their fitness. They're making money with coaching. So is this to say that all those business models aren't good business models? No, they're good business models. Coaching is just a really, really good one, because the thing with these business models is that they're all capped at a certain point, right? As a sales rep, you might make 10, 20, 30, you might even make 50K a month as a sales rep if you're really good and you've got a really good offer. But are you going to make $1 million a month? No. I know multiple people right now making over multi-millions every single month by selling knowledge. So this is why it's such a big business model, such a good one, because the profit margins as well, they're not like dropshipping where it's 20% profit margins. Most times it's 80 to 90% profit margins selling knowledge, and that's why it's all the wealthiest people that do this. So you create an organic content strategy, you post videos, those videos generate you leads. All right. So like I said, you'll post a video giving free fitness advice. Then you say, DM me the word this if you need help losing 20 pounds. Then people are going to DM you, and that's called a lead. So when someone reaches out, that is a lead. You generate leads, and what you do with leads is you put them through your sales system. So what is a sales system? A sales system consists of setting, closing, and then onboarding, right? So when you generate a lead, when they first reach out to you, That is them reaching out to you. That is the creation of the lead. The sales system is the process in which you take them from that first touch to actually being inside your program, whatever that might be, right? So this sales system, the lead DMs you. This sales system, once again, you need appointment setters on your account, right? So they're going to reach out. You're not going to be able to sit there all day and respond to thousands of people that want your help, right? So what you do is you have appointment setters in your account. They basically know you, they know the offer, and all they do is speak to the people reaching out to you and get them scheduled onto a sales call. That's the second step of the sales system, where they're actually on the call with a closer. Now, that closer either closes them and onboards them into your program or doesn't, right? And that's basically the sales system. So in order to have a successful sales system, you need to understand how to set, you need to understand how to close, and then you need to be able to build those teams, right? This is probably where 80-90% of people doing this go wrong, because they're trying to do the content, they're trying to do their own sales, and they're constantly on this hamster wheel of they focus on organic content and that pops off, then they've got a bunch of leads. So then they try to close the leads and they stop doing content, and then they're trying to fulfill on the leads and give them the service, and then their organic content falls off. Now they don't have leads anymore. And it's this constant battle of you're never really doing anything because you're flip-flopping, right? So you really need to be able to build out teams, get the right hires, and have your system set up in a way in which you aren't constantly jumping from thing to thing and not actually being able to work on the business because you're constantly working in the business, right? So let me know if this is making sense in the comments. You generate leads, you put them through your sales system, they speak to a setter, they get booked onto your calendar, and then once they're on that calendar, they get closed. Now, when they get closed, when you're selling knowledge, it is a high ticket investment. All right, this is in the high ticket industry. I'm not talking about low ticket courses. I'm not talking about PDFs. I'm talking about high ticket coaching and consulting, and I'm talking about high ticket programs. So this is $2,000 to $3,000 per investment, okay? Which means for you to make $10,000 a month with this, if you're selling something and it's $5,000, you only need 2 sales. So if I seriously ask you the question now, do you think you can make 2 sales selling your knowledge a month? If the answer is no, then you're cooked anyway. But if the answer is yes, then you should realize how easy this is really going to be. For example, imagine you've lost 20 pounds and now you're shredded like me, and you want to coach other people on how to do that because you feel confident in being able to help other people do that. You would get on a call with them. You would post organic content. You would get them into your DMs. You would put them through the sales system. They would get on a call with their closer, and that closer would collect, let's say, $2,000. Then once they come on, you're teaching them, you're telling them what to eat, how to train in order to replicate your success. Say you charge $2,000. You need 5 closes a month. Now imagine you're posting content, you get 1 million views, you get 2,000 comments, that's 2,000 leads. You only need to close 5 of that 2,000 people in order to make $10,000 a month. Now imagine if you're getting 200 to 1 million views per video, and you're getting, let's say, 100 to 200 leads a day. Even if you're only getting 5% of them closed, you're easily making like $100K a month regardless. So then you get them through the sales system, they give you thousands of dollars, then you have to actually solve their problem. That's where it comes down to, are you competent at solving that problem, right? So for me, I wasn't super competent in sales when I first started the offer. So I partnered up with the people that taught me sales, and we built the offer around that, right? So I was talking about it, I was posting content, I was generating leads. They would come in, I would teach them sales, and the people that taught me sales would teach them sales. Then we obviously built our offer around that. And that's when we started to make a ton of money. So in its simplest form, what this process looks like is you find a group of people, you validate a problem for that group of people. Then once you've validated a problem for that group of people, you learn how to solve it, or you already know how to solve it. And if you already know how to solve it, even better, because you can start today. Okay. So then you package it into an offer, you post content, you post videos, you generate leads, then you put them through the sales system, you close them, they give you thousands of dollars, you solve the problem and you solve it well, you over deliver in fulfillment, because then you start to get more clients through word of mouth and different things, and then you make a ton of money. And it's really that simple. So we teach people how to do this, right? Whether they have an audience and they don't know how to actually coach or how to monetize that audience, whether they want to be a coach, they have an idea, but they don't know how to actually get started, or they already are coaching, or they're already making money from their audience and they just want to be able to scale, right? So here's a few people that we've worked with that literally weren't even coaches beforehand at all. So this is Reese. He actually saw my content. He reached out, and we took him from working on I think he worked on an acid plant in FIFO, and he made 9,000, almost 10,000 Australian dollars in a single week coaching, right? Selling his knowledge. Conrad also saw my content. You can see it here. It says Marcel Stam yapping on my For You page, and he thought, fuck, this guy's spitting facts. He got on board, he started working with us, and then he made 11,000, pretty much 12,000 US dollars in a single week, okay? Not a coach at all. In a few months, he's gone to making $11,000 US in a single week, and he bought his dream car. Ethan wasn't a coach at all, 30K in a month. Wayne made $4,600 in one day, literally just a couple months in. So these are some of the guys that we've taken from not being coaches at all to being able to make money selling knowledge, okay? That's how the business model works. I hope you guys understood that. I hope you got some value from it. This is pretty much how I made all my money up until this point. I was selling my sales knowledge. I first solved my own problem, right? I was broke. I hated being broke. I needed to know how to make money. I learned how to make money. Then I taught other people how to make money, and I get rewarded for that. And so do the people that learn. And you can literally do this. And this is the fastest way to make money. It's the easiest way to make money, and is the most rewarding way to make money. Because if you're trading or you're drop shipping, you're doing something like that, it's literally about money. You're selling a shitty product to make money. You're looking at a screen all day trading futures just to make money. This is one of the only business models I know of where the money and the number in your bank account is literally directly correlated to the amount of knowledge and the amount of value that you're providing to others. And that's why I love this shit, because the number in my bank account is there because of the knowledge that I've provided. How cool is that? How many people get to say that the money that they're making is literally directly correlated to the amount of knowledge that they're giving to others and the amount that they're teaching others? It's a beautiful thing. If you guys do want to learn how to do this effectively, if you want to be able to scale fast, if you've already started and you want to know how to scale more aggressively, and you really want to get to those 100K, 300K, 400K, 500K, $1 million months, there is going to be a link in the description of booking a call with me. So go fill out the application if you feel like you're a good fit. Please only do that if you're truly committed and you're willing to put the work in. Go ahead, schedule a call. If you're not serious, keep watching the other content on my channel. You can learn sales on my channel. You can learn setting on my channel. You can learn content on my channel. So go ahead and watch my free course if you aren't able to book in a call. If you are, I will see you guys on the inside. Love. Talk to you guys soon.